Now then, folks, I'm in the bedroom here because you can sit down a bit more. And you can see it's totally changed, as I told you it would. Just the power supply now working on mains, or it will be in a minute. And this is just the power amplifier section. The tuner section just unbolted away from it, you know, and just a few more connections to disconnect, and they were separated from each other for the first time in 50 odd years. Anyway, I've had to make some alterations here. This is that double control I was telling you about, what works off a cog. So here you've just got, sorry for the low light, you've just got your volume control, one double control, double ganged volume and an on and off switch. And then this cog driver here drives this separate double gang tone control. You know, they must have had to do it like that in them days, you know. And then this other adjustment, I do believe it's possible it is the bias, but I'll have to have a look. You might be able to see it, but one connection goes to ground there, and then two connections, like I think I said earlier. But I'm not sure whether one connects to one amp and one connects to other, or they're working as, or this is working as a separate balance control for audio left and right. I'll have to look into it. Anyway, the changes I made is when I was testing it earlier, I was very impressed with it. I've had it running for 4 hours, and very impressed with it. But I noticed this tube here, this one, were red plating, known as red plating. It still sounded perfect. That's the one that drives this channel here, and it still sounded perfect, but sometimes if they go short, they can bug a transformer up, you know, one of your audio transformers, you know, so I'm a bit worried about that. So I immediately changed it and put a new, well, it's not new, but another ECL86 in there, and that stopped the red plating. What I wanted to do is run the amplifier in idle condition, what they call idle condition, and see if it still red plates with a different valve in. If it did, it would have told me that it's got some DC condition problems, and I need to be looking around voltages at pin connections at tubes that have been something wrong, you know. So just swapping the tube immediately, I didn't see it red plating after an hour, and working it hard, proving that its voltages might be not the problem, and it must have been the tube. Just gone a bit soft, a bit weak, as we say. Anyway, notice I've coupled me EM71s up, and that's because this filtering state here, this original filter that were with the radio here, this amplifier, sorry, is 50-50 at 350. 50-50 UF, two capacitors to ground, and 350 volt working DC. Well, these want anywhere 2.5 HT, 200 2.5 HT, and 6.3 heaters. Well, all the heaters to these tubes are 6.3, and HT's at around 275. Sorry, 269, 270. Well, that's perfectly fine. So just by adding a resistor, I managed to get that at 250 here, and a series resistor, and get it to 250 at this side, while leaving all these guys running as they are. This rectifier here wants 6.5 volts, 6.3 for heaters, as well as its normal HT that it gets. And anyway, this is an interesting amp which I'll show you in a diagram, because it's known as a stereophonic. Stereophonic because obviously it's stereo left and right, but it's as you can see, it's only a 3-valve system for a stereo amp. 1 valve, 2, 3, and that's it. There's no preamp, as you can see, but there is, because this valve has got 2 grids. It's got 2 grids, 2 cathodes. 2 grids. So because it's got grid 1 and grid 2 in each one of them, they're having it running so that grid 1, I think it's grid 1, is working as a preamp, and grid 2 is working as a power amp in each one of them, and the pentodes as well, with audio feedback. Anyway, let's hear it then. Let's give it some reasonable sound quality. And I'm sorry about the sound quality, folks. This will just turn it straight on. I'm just going to have a slurp of my tea while my tubes are getting going. I'll watch these because I don't see my heaters coming up there. Lovely. And then I'll try and play some music that YouTube won't recognise. Because this video I've just posted for you just now, have you noticed it's, well, you probably don't know, but I've just got a marker, it said it's been banned in certain countries, and that's because of music, you see, that's on it. So sorry for colouring my hands, it's filthy, is this. Let me press play. Oh, it's saying disco, or what's going on? Hang on a minute. Sorry about that, folks.
Perfect shade of lipstick, a red that belies insouciance. You know that it would be.
But YouTube will have a job recognising this.
You know
all proper instruments, folks.
If I were to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire.
Lovely.
The time to hesitate is through. No time to wallow in the mire. Girl, now we could only lose.
Something about vowels, folks. They're so sweet. They don't yell at you. They're right smooth.
Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light.
Can you notice this, by the way? Oh no, you can't.
Try to set the night on fire.
Can you see the blue? No, you can't. Can you struggling to see it on the camera? It works quite well with 3-watt amp, doesn't it? Man, you see, it only works off at preamp, so it's irrelevant. Like I said earlier in one of my videos, it'll work on any amp, that, because it works off at preamp, you see. sounds open, does that, Am? Don't you think it sounds open, folks?
Time to hesitate is through. No time to wallow.
Can't get over it for 3 watts per channel.
Girl, now we could
They're a marvellous tune with them EC86s, folks.
and our love
A triode. They're a pentode. Triode. That means they've got 3 grids. Am I right there? I think that's because they've got 3 grids. Grid 1, 2 and 3. We're only taking control of 2 of them. But I can't remember what's happening with the other one now. Well, I'll have to look into it. I'll show you a diagram in a minute anyway. What I think is this. Stereophonic. Its nickname is it's a stereophonic economical 3-valve amplifier. That's what it is. An economical stereo. Economical because it doesn't have the separate preamp stage. It does, but of course it's all in one tube. Specifically designed, by the way, for that job. This tube was designed with this idea in mind. Oh wow.
For company, I like lots of MTV. Stylish imagery, advised, connive and contrive to take me far away from me. I like a cell phone conversation, short enough to slip in the cracks of the call waiting generation. I like a foreign film or two, that's what everyone else likes to do. For company, in the 21st century.
Are you a bit too big, you on the right?
I go to the club, talk through the show. I'm so hip, there's nothing about jazz that I don't know. I read the critics' evaluation, short enough to mirror the copy of expensive public relations. I like a loud and noisy tune, that's what everyone else thinks is cool. For company.
Can't wait to see it all together as one, folks. Because I think I'll be messing with this one. You see, I said that to you ages ago, folks. What's the point of going to the trouble to build an amplifier out of something like that if you don't like the sound of it? If you do like the sound of it, you might go to the trouble, might you? Well, I do like the sound of that. It sounds groggy and distorted to you, I know, but can't help this camera. But I do. It has something special, does this amp? It really does, folks. Looking forward to hearing it on a proper set of speakers and what have you.
Company, I like French philosophy, deconstructive obscurity, formalized, canonized, and dignified by the university. I like a trendy indecision, weightless enough to forget the forgetting of which nothing bears repetition. I like an expensive aperitif, and that's what everyone else thinks is neat. For company.
I wish I could play a drum like that, you can tell them. them. Don't touch them, folks. They will be red hot. All output tubes tend to get very hot. Rectifiers and output tubes, folks, they always get hot. Take my advice. These in this circuit are running quite warm as well. They will do. They're getting 2.5. They're getting 250 volts HP, you see.
Downsize efficiency. Touch tone community.
It's nice to see them getting what they want, folks. That's what they want.
Fiber optic eternity. I like a faceless congregation, plastic enough to remove the discomfort.
She likes all her, doesn't she?
Association. I like an ethnic look and feel. That's what everyone else thinks is real.
What do you think of a Cobra 148, love?
Company.
Know nothing about it, do you? Eh? You might know about jazz, but you know nothing about Cobra 148s. Catch you in a bit, folks. This is a YouTube sound test. I think it's probably gone down bad because of the camera. But YouTube, do you recognise this? Because if you don't recognise this, I'll be playing different tracks from the whole album. If you don't recognise it, YouTube, that means I'll be playing a lot of the album. You know that, don't you? You best put a thumb up on it, YouTube. You know that, don't you? Thanks for watching, everybody. Catch you all later. £25 QRP amplifier in demo test mode. And it passes the sound test for its pile of rubbish speakers that we've got on. And if it can do that on them, and it can impress me, which it is doing, that means we have to play more with it, folks. What a lovely QRP 3 watt per channel valve amp. Catch you later, folks. Now then, folks, I'll just put this in at the back end. I don't want to bore you for too long, but this is what I think is my amplifier, or very, very, very similar. And this is it here, the 3 watt economical stereophonic amplifier. As you can see there, ECL 86 there, amplifier design from Mullard. they must have done some designing. Was first published in 1962, right? Anyway, I'll read you this, right, and then I don't just in case camera can't see it, right. Only one EC, this is exactly as it says it, right. Only one ECL 86 is used in each channel of the 3 watt stereophonic amplifier described in this section. The design is therefore very economical, but even so, a reasonably good sound quality reproduction is achieved. Bass boost and treble cut tone controls are provided. They are in this diagram, and the sensitivity of the amplifier is sufficient for use for a crystal pickup, as it were, in that radiogram. Heads, but a preamplifier will be necessary if you want to use magnetic heads, magnetic cartridges. Now, what it's showing you here, folks, is just the power supply and one mono amplifier. Right, so obviously in a stereo arrangement you've got 2 of these, apart from it's all run off one power supply. So this is the EZ80 rectifier here, and this is obviously a normal conventional type power supply with its heater supply there, centre tapped. You can see, look, centre tapped, and that's one heater there, and other side. And then you know, you've got your high tension there going into your recce, and coming out, going through that, what is it, 250 milliamp fuse there, and then into them 2 caps through that load resistor, and that's your power supply feeding straight in there. Look, into now it looks like you've got 2 valves here, this fella here and this fella here, but they're not. Remember, this is what it's looking at, half of it. So you'll see it says half there, and that's half of one of the ECL86s, and that's the other half of it. And you can see the 3 dotted lines in the centre. That's because that's the 3 separate grids. You can see there on that side we're taking control of 2 parts, and on this other side we're just taking control of the 1. So all grids are being used, but this part here is the preamp side where the audio comes in, and that's the preamp side. That's working, as far as I understand, at 50 times the input, and then that is the power amp side of it, which drives into audio output transformer there and then straight into your speaker. And now this whole thing that you're looking at here, every little bit of it, Mullard designed it as a kit and designed it for other people to use. Hence our Murphy behind us there. But if you want this information, folks, just go type in ECC83, ECC86, and then you'll find reference to this. But ECL86. You'll find reference to this, but if you just go on 3-watt valve amplifier ECL86, you'll find it as well. And I say that because if you were to do what I've done there, buy a complete old radiogram, you've got all the parts that you need, because if you scroll further down, it tells you everything that you need, all the resistor values, exactly all the exact, all this is really exactly how it all works, describing it. I've been really interested how auto feedback works. There's some of its graphs there. And what some of you people will really like further down, construction of the 3-watt amplifier chassis and all its dimensions and all its measurement. There's a proper plan of how, if you want to build it all on 1 amp there, look. The circuit boards that'll add all the resistors in underneath, and then your 2 output transformers that'll sit on top. All your spacing for tubes and everything, it's all done for you. All the bass and the treble control, the balance, and your mode switch, everything. It's all there, folks. It really is, and all the information that you'd need if you wanted to build it. All you need is the major components. Now, if you go to eBay and try and find them on a kit, you'll find them. It'll cost you about 500-600 quid. I kid you not. They really will. I'm not joking, folks. But you've got to understand, them components would probably be a lot better than what we've got here on my left here. But still, if you want to learn about valve amps like I do, I think I've done a good turn here. I'm really happy with my purchase, folks. I'm really happy with it. It's so musical, and I keep turning it on and playing with it. Right, I'm going to get out of here, folks. I'll leave you with it. If you like this, valve amp and you think I've done a good purchase, will you please let me know? Will you please let me know? Goodbye. All the best. £25 valve amp man, and I'm gone.